everybody. Friday night in the sheds. Hello, Martin.
Hello, Lawrence. What's crack? All's good in the hood.
Hey?
All's good in the hood. It's nice and warm in my shed.
Oh, I'm roasting here as well.
Super shares blazing away.
second visit to the shed this week, but we'll not talk about the first one. So,
what was the first one?
Nothing. Just something happened the other night. Anyway, what was I going to say? I'd like to thank our sponsor, Toffee Art, as always. This is the second game week past. The Toffee Art has been our sponsor, so we're into week 7 coming this week now. So we would just like to thank everybody that's been watching our channel. Martin, we've been getting good responses lately, so thank you, everybody. We're up to 214 subscribers. So thanks, everybody. Joe, I hope you like it. Plenty of positive comments coming in the last few days about the show. Nice and relaxed, nice and chilled, as they're saying, and it's getting people through. Lockdown. So, first
many subscribers has Subbuteo Collector.
Subbuteo Collector has, I think, 2,500 maybe. He's getting us subscribers, so we can't complain. He's directing
not even 2,500 Subbuteo people in the world.
Ah, come on, there is.
Yeah.
Sure, that mob have fucking 3,500.
I don't know who's watching that. Them Italians is hardly watching these things.
You're going to offend.
Would have a baldies notion what you're saying.
Before you start offending people, I have to give you something tonight.
No offense.
I have to give you something tonight. Where is it? I've lost it. Jeez. Oh, I'll give you a virtual one. A yellow card.
I have a yellow card for you. Hold on. It's in my pocket.
Here. Show.
Fucking yellow card.
I had to do, as you may have seen, we had to do a bonus edition of Martin last week. 5-minute rant of effing and blaming and cursing, and really took it well.
I do believe there was quite a bit of support for Martin's viewpoint. If I recall, from some of the higher echelons of the Subbuteo world came out in support. In fact, there's been a hashtag.
What's the hashtag?
Hashtag YouTube influencer Subbuteo scandal. Talking about you.
Right. Enough of that anyway. Not setting you off another rant this week. So on this week's show, as usual, we have the fantasy football talk. We actually have the cup draw this week. This game week is an FA Cup in our virtual land. We have a special guest from Hannover Club 96. We have beers. We have what's in your box. Match highlights from our guest from Hannover. Panther's Corner, which is turning into a bit of a phenomenon now. And of course, Ruby. So we dig straight into the fantasy market.
I had a good week. Go on ahead.
You had a good week. So we had the same top. Well, we didn't have one change in the top 3. So I'm not going to go through their teams because their teams aren't really changing this much. So I'll stick them up in the corner. You can have a look at them. So Dynamite, Paul Pearson still says top. He got 52 points, 388 points overall. Trevor Kirby, 37 points.
51.
I will tell you what you got. Martin Oak Bradley.
Kicking theirs off a top dog there.
Martin Oak Bradley got 51 points. So you've actually
gone up a church.
No, you haven't. I think you've dropped the place.
Your balls. I'm moving on up. I was 18 last week, and now I'm 17.
Sorry, mate. You were 13th last week, and now you're 17.
Your balls. I was 18 last week because I went down the church. Now I'm going up, and I changed my team. Oh. You're got the Chinese boy on.
You're messing me up here. Right. In third place, Sporting a Beer got moved up to 30, the highest points of the week. Declan Dowling, he had 83 points, and he's up to 362. the thing about the FA Cup, the virtual FA Cup that we're doing, because we've 29 in the league, there's only, you can't play 29 on a cup draw. So the top 5 qualify automatically in the next round. So the remaining of the top 5 was Barry Chopper FC is 4th, and D Malone, they're all in the next round of the cup. So that's the cup sorted.
Barry's doing us proud, hasn't he?
He's doing. He's avoided it. Well, like I'm glad we're avoiding them in the cup anyway.
I have no idea how that works.
Well, basically, whoever you get drawn against, you have to beat their score this week. You could have a shit week, and they could have a worse week. You could get 43 points, and the person you're playing against could get 38. You go through to the next round. Simple. So for this month's prize, point score so far this month, or the 2 game weeks this month, is Richie Gallagher. He's sitting on 155 points for 2 game weeks. Sporting the Beer Gut is just 2 points behind him, 153. And We Are Groot, Brendan Isley, is on 129. And in total, Bradley, you are sitting with, I think you're sitting a total of 94 points over 2 game weeks. Whereas
that's all right.
I'm on 90.
Yeah, what?
99 game points for 2 weeks.
But you're below me. You haven't moved.
I've actually dropped the place to 25th.
Useless here.
23rd, 24th. Anyway, we'll not complain. So the bottom hasn't changed, obviously. Still the same 2 guys. They're actually scoring virtually the same points every week. 31, 32 points each they're getting. So there's no change there. And then the cup draw. All right. So me and my wee daughter done the cup draw earlier, right? And we done the wee video out here, and she came out and drew the names out of the hat. And we actually set a wee camera up, and the camera's actually recording the top of my head, writing down the names. So, hello, everybody. So we're going to do the FA Cup draw. We've got our beautiful assistant this week. Take your wee seat. So you're down there out of the way. Thank you. And they'll be picked out in their league position. So Zara, you want to give me the first number and call it out?
Number 20.
Number 20, which is Kieran Condon, Cooley Rovers. Next one.
23.
23 plays Dean Gorman, Balotelli, Tubbies.
Number 10.
Number 10, which is
Number 10.
Martin O'Reilly, Dermot O'Boyle.
Number 8.
Number 8, which is Brendan Ashley, We Are Groot. This is the way it went.
It's like a satellite looking at the moon.
14 fixtures. There was Cooley Rovers versus Balotelli Tubbies. Martin O'Reilly versus We Are Groot. Up the Push versus Your Man in Canada. The Damned United versus Maddie and Beth. Aubameyang's Gang versus Dr. Prague. Derry City Table Football Club versus Finicky Reds. Park Villa versus It's Up for Grabs. Locomotive Lamshanks versus Soccer Quakers. Lanzini versus Maradona Kebab. Aiden Hawk 22 versus Come On You Bees. I don't know if it's Come On You Blues, but it's Dave Morales. I thought he was a Liverpool supporter. Come On You Boys, maybe. Neville Ward versus No Human is Legal. And Badly Drawn Blues versus I Love Hazard. That's a cup. I'll stick a wee photo of the actual draw up. And you can all have a wee look at that. So that's the FA Cup done. That's the fantasy football done. Right and quick. So what we'll do now is we'll introduce our guest. He is our brother from Hannover, 96, neighbour of St. Pauli. He is a football ground hopper, which means he basically goes in the Jolly Boys and visits football grounds and gets faced up. And he's a Subbuteo star. So we would like to introduce you to Fred. Welcome, Fred, and apologies. as Hannover 96. It's Hannover 94. Apologies, man. So, Fred, welcome to the What's the Subbuteo show.
Oh, it's an honor. Big fan of the show. Love your conversations. Love the debates about the game that we love, and I'm glad to be here.
Magic man.
Nice to see you, Fred.
All right, nice to see you guys too.
And this is Martin, who guys you've probably seen many a time on the show. So he's the monkey. He likes to call himself the monkey.
All right, hell to the monkey.
Only as an offensive term.
Still.
All right, Fred. So we'll get into it to see what beers have you brought us.
Trink, 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift your stein and drink your beer. Ice.
I'm a straight edge, so I don't drink alcohol or smoke or use any drugs. So basically, my only drug that I have is Subbuteo and table football. So
straight in the arm.
Yeah. So what I'm drinking is Africola from Cologne. It's a German Coke, who was a symbol of the Wirtschaftswunder that we have here in the 50s. And it was trying to basically block the monopoly of Coca-Cola and Pepsi. And also, I brought you also a nice Coke, also from German Coke. That's more a hipster one from Hamburg, Fritz Cola. Yeah, it's the hipsters love because it's the percentage of caffeine here is way higher than the normal Cokes that you drink. It's like basically a big caffeine shot. It's a little bit expensive, but the hipsters in Hamburg love that Coke. And I like it too, so that's gonna be my drinking for the session today with you guys. So cheers!
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 Bradley, what are you drinking up there?
Well, in honor of Fred's German heritage, I've brought it's a Munich beer. Very sorry, quite a bit more southerly, but it's a Paulaner Weiss beer.
It's a little bit controversial because it's Bavarian, so sometimes the Bavarians don't consider themselves Germans. So sometimes we in the north think that the Bavarians are more Austrian than Germans, but that's a good lead. You're
getting onto the north-south divide. Don't be talking about the north-south divide, Fred.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to get anybody in trouble there.
Is a Munich beer going to bring it back, Annie? Spartan?
I have no idea.
Mine's is Munich as well, you fucking donkey. They're both Bavarian.
I'm straight edge. I have no idea. I know that one. I know it's from Munich as well. It's Bavarian, I think, Franciscana. Yeah.
So these are all Bavarian beers.
They're all Bavarian. Yeah. They're all Austrians. Yeah.
You fucked that up, Watsy.
Hey, we'll bring Hamburgen beer or Hannoveren beer, whatever that is.
Next time. Will be many times.
Next time. So, Fred, we're going to get straight into it. First question. Can you tell us what year you started playing Subbuteo and what got you into Subbuteo, basically? How did you discover it?
Yeah, for me it was a little bit unconventional because I got into Subbuteo basically through punk rock. And Derry, thanks to Derry City, the Undertones, that basically was that was the album that got me into Subbuteo in the first place. Here in Germany, we play another table football game called Tip Kick. It's this one. It's the most played game here in Germany. So we have like a German National League with 4 divisions and Tip Kick Cafe and so on. And I was in a competition in Berlin visiting a friend who is a big Undertone fan. And I just sleeping over his place to play this tournament in Berlin. And he basically put the video clip from My Perfect Cousin. And then they were playing Subbuteo there. And I said, well, wait a minute. I think I'm playing the wrong game here because Tip Kick is just in the German bubble. And in Subbuteo, you basically can play everywhere in the world. Everybody would know it. So that's basically what got me into the game, was basically punk rock and punk rock connection. So I love the band, but I never actually had the chance to see the video. Was just in his place, in his apartment, said, oh, you have to see it. And then they were playing actually in the middle of the video clip a little bit of Subbuteo there and got me curious. And then I got into the game and thought it was a more intellectual game because you play with all the 11 players, and Tipkick is just have 2 players in the field. So yeah, yeah.
There's another show. There's another YouTube show. It's out every 4 weeks or something. It's out every month. And they would like something like Tipkick.
Yeah.
That's not for this show, Fred.
Yeah, I know, but I like
straight
this.
Down the middle.
Yeah, I like this. I'm a little bit of a table football connoisseur. I play every single, I don't know, form of table football. I'm always going to be curious. For example, in Brazil, they played this game here, which is basically button football, which is basically Subbuteo, but without the figures.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically was the first form of table football that I played was button football. I don't play anymore because I think it's too slow compared to Subbuteo. But it's the basis, you know. A good friend of mine once told me that every table football player is basically a frustrated football player. So we could not do it in the real field, we can do it in the table. So it doesn't matter what form. I respect all forms, and I think we can all learn from each other. All right, different skills that we can apply in different games. For example, in Subbuteo, I think I have some advantages that I take from Tipkick that other players don't have, and vice versa. So it's always a learning process. Like if we keep learning, it's always good. It's always the positive side in a sense, right?
Brilliant. So no more talk about Tipkick, or Martin's going to leave us yet. So Fred, you're living in Hanover, but you do travel to Hamburg to play with our friendly club, St. Pauli. So what's it like to play for 2 different clubs? I know you play with 2 different clubs for 2 different reasons. So you want to explain the reasons why you have to play 2 clubs?
Actually, the idea is that for Simon to do that, Simon Stewart, our friend from Derry, and also playing now for in St. Pauli. But I play just for Hannover. But I play the WASPA competitions in St. Pauli because I'm competitive. I travel the whole country and the whole continent to play any game, any competition. Doesn't matter if it's WASPA or FISFIT or if it's organized by our German FA, the DSDFB, which is the Federation of German Subbuteo. So I'm all over the country to play any game, any competition. I just don't care. I'm competitive. I just want to learn, getting better. So that's why I played also the WASPA events in St. Pauli. So I travel. It's 1 hour and 45 minutes from Hanover. So I do it at least once a month because they have their competition there every month. So I'm always there since they started. So I'm just there for the competition. So if you check on the WASPA rankings, I'm still there as a Hanover player. I just playing their event, and vice versa. When we organize the WASPA events here in Hanover, they're all welcome to come over here and play as well.
What is your WASPA ranking?
I have no idea because I'm not really controlling that. I'm more concentrating to the game itself, and you have to check it out. I got some, I think 3 times second place there or third place. It's a competition between Sven and Simon, and I'm the underdog coming from behind to try to beat them. Yeah, to beat them.
Well, that sort of leads us on to the next question. You have a great friendship with Derry City's Table Football Club's former player, Simon Stewart. What's it like to play against the guy that held the biggest unbeaten record in Europe before he lost it to Sven? What's it like to play against?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a controversial statement, but what can I say about Simon? He's a great player, great gentleman. He has the experience. He played this game for years. He has the patience. I think he waits for his shots. He waits for the time to attack. So I have always full respect. I learn a lot from him. Like when I record our games, I always try to analyze what kind of tactical mistakes I'm doing against him. But as I always tell Simon, I don't think it's a good statistical method to analyze this long run on WASPA events because you always play in the same bubble. Like,
Yeah.
of course, you have guys like me who don't care and travel all over the country and the continent to play any game or any competition, but I'm not the rule. I'm the exception. So I don't think VASPA is a good starting drug. Like for the amateurs, for people who want to socialize, who want to start the game, it's a good way to keep your rankings, to keep your points, to record your games. But I don't think it's a good method because you're just playing against the same people. So if you want to see the real good players, you have to go on the FISIT circuit. You have to go on tour. You have to go to the big major tournaments, the big international opens, the Grand Prix everywhere, every country organized. So you can actually see different players from different cultures, from different schools of the game, and then you can see that you can be unbeatable. So if you're always playing against the same people, yeah, it's okay, it's good as a social event, but if you analyze the sport, I don't think it's a good method to analyze it. But still, I still believe that Simon in Hamburg is still the best player in the moment, with all respect to Sven. I think the only difference between them two is that I think Sven is a little bit more competitive than Simon. If Simon would be more competitive, more focused, and have the hunger, he would definitely beat all of us anytime, definitely.
I would say that when Sven came to Belfast, we played a competition. I think he beat me 1-0 in the first game of the first round, and then I think my claim to fame is probably beating Simon in the Donegal round of the Ulster Championship. So, in my eyes, I would say Sven's probably the better player.
Yeah, he's also good. He's always good. But he's competitive. I think that's the big difference. Like, if you have the hunger right when you are in the table, you always have an advantage. And they're both great players. Like if you see them play, it's always a good game to watch and analyze. But if one is focused in the win and the other one is just socializing, you're gonna start from behind. So that's why.
Well, the game I played Sven, I think it was his first. He was here on holiday, but he was. I found him very, very nervous. He seemed like a beatable opponent, but as I watched him as he went on in the tournament, he just got better as he got warmed up. He got a lot better, and I think he made it reach the final. I think I'm not too.
Reached the final, and then he met Mark Farrell, and
all you can see
all the bags fan went out the window.
Yeah. Which I think is a pity because he's a great player and I think he would do great on the German circuit or the FIST circuit. I would love to see Sven in Bologna in Italy or in the Grand Prix in Berlin. But just because he's on the VASPA circuit, he stays in the same bubble. But he definitely would shine if he would have the motivation to go also beyond the VASPA frontiers. Would I say? Great player, definitely.
Oh, he is. He's something special. So he is. So another quick question then. We've already covered it on your little intro there. You are known for ground hopping, which I said Martin O'Bradley is just an excuse to get out of Germany and go on the piss.
That's true.
You didn't go on the piss.
Well, can you tell us? I don't know. Can you narrow it down to your two favorite grounds? And when you've been to
the Brandywell, haven't you, Fred?
Yes, I did. Yeah. So it's
not. You can pick another favorite ground.
It's not one of my favorites, but yes, I've been there.
Whoa!
Watch out! Whoa! I can tell you my favorite in the island, in the whole Irish island. I can tell you what's my favorite. My favorite, I think, my favorite in the world, and it's also connected to a little bit of Subbuteo culture. I think every Subbuteo player should visit, not just talk about it. Is the Juliska Stadium in Prague, because the Dukla Prague Stadium. Because we all talk about, because of the song and the relation with the away kit, which is part of Subbuteo culture, which is amazing for me because I consider myself just a Subbuteo player. I'm more focused on the game itself. But Subbuteo has over there, great away kit.
What color is that? Is that yellow and is that claret? Is that yellow and claret?
Yellow and
Yeah.
claret.
Controversial.
That's not a Duckla Prague kit. Duckla Prague are clearly yellow and red. It's like a red. It's like a brighter red. And some one particular variation of the reference, Fred, it's actually like a bit of a darker red, but by no means is it claret.
You see that
Only our rookie would paint a Duckla Prague away kit yellow and claret.
Yes.
Controversial.
Controversial.
I wouldn't do that.
But you see, that's precisely my point. In Subbuteo, you don't just talk about the game. You have also the artists who will debate about what's the right color for the away kit from Dukla or not. You have the constructors who build amazing stadiums in their backyards. You have also the collectors who collect every single reference. I'm just the player. I'm just for the game. But there are many, many different branches of Subbuteo fan culture that we should learn to respect. But for the Groundhopper, and I think every Subbuteo fan or Subbuteo player should visit, is the Juliska Stadium, because it's really, really unorthodox, because it's in the mountain. It's a little bit far away from the downtown Prague, which is an amazing city to visit anyway, but you avoid basically the tourist centers, and still owned by the Ministry of Defense of the Czech Republic. So it's quite a good experience, and it's never sold out, so you can actually get the away kit there. I have one, so it's one of my favorite ground hopping experience. Yeah, it's true, but as an Irish show, I have to respect the Reds. I have to respect the Reds today, right?
It's an old Belfast team. It's an old Belfast rig, but Fred.
Hold on, Fred.
We're not big on the Belfast
Settle an argument, Fred.
down here.
Settle an argument. Solitude or the Brandywell, which is a better ground?
Always Solitude.
Oh, get up the Reds!
You know why? Because it's almost. There is an expression here in Germany that is called the Heimatfilms from the 50s. Because after the war, the country was so basically traumatized that they started making films that everything was idyllic. Everything was perfect with flowers. There was no war. Everybody was singing along. Everybody was homogenic and white and Aryan. That was the Heimatfilm conception of German cinema in the 50s. And Solitude reminds me a little bit of that, because it's close to a park, and it's a little bit weird because you have the murder mile, right in the front, which a person who likes history like me is always curious about, because, why you call the murder mile right in the front of the stadium, which is this beautiful idyllic park in the back. So yeah, the Solitude it's special for me in the Irish island in a sense.
I love you, Fred.
Settling all our argument here, Fred. Imagine you had a good buddy, and you and him had a YouTube show, had a good thing going, right? and then your buddy fucks you over and moves on to another YouTube show with like three strangers, all over England, and leaves you like a snotter sitting in your shed on your own with a sleeping skeleton. Whose side would you take on that, Fred?
Yeah, that buddy's working for the British now, right? We'll
not go there.
I have to get my Ouija board and talk to Colonel Gaddafi about that to see what happens. Let's not go there. But
not go there.
Love the scarf. Love the scarf. That's good.
It's a Derry City scarf.
The red army scarf. It's
a red and white army scarf. It's a Derry City scarf.
Right.
Don't forget about it. So Fred,
anyway, Fred said you're nothing but a wanker for doing that with them boys. So move on now.
Fred, when you were ground hopping, did you manage any Subbuteo?
Unfortunately, that was my plan for 2020, but then Corona happened. I didn't manage before, because always if you have a game, I always try to organize my holidays with games to do some ground hopping or some competition, and it never actually matched. Always I had to choose. And my plan was to do it this year. So there were good. So, for example, the World Cup of Subbuteo was to be in Rome. So I would be there even as a fan to watch the games or to do some ground hopping in the Olympic Stadium, watching AS Rome or Lazio there. I would be there. Or to be at the Major of Bologna in Italy as well. I would love to do some to visit the Bologna FC stadium that I never done it. It's not on my list. So definitely, if all this pandemic goes away and we start be able to travel again and the competitions, I would definitely try to organize both. So I can play on Saturday and see if there is any match on Sunday or vice versa. But unfortunately, in 2020, it was the year that never happened.
Well, Fred, look forward to next year, and
That's it.
you'll always be welcome over here.
Definitely.
We'll get you a match in the Brandywell, the best stadium in Ireland, and we'll get you a wee tournament organised.
Definitely, I would be in. Definitely, I already talked to Simon about it, and we're traveling together.
Magic, even better.
Fred, we're going to have a wee quick look at your box. So we're going to introduce a wee part of the show now. It's called What's in Your Box?
With the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
So, what is in the box? Hannover edition. Yeah, my box is from Italy. Yeah, great artisan there who made it, called Cosimo Orlando from the south of Italy. Great guy. That was a tip from David Bush that I train a lot. Great player from Austria. Also have boxes from Cosimo. And what I like about this box is basically very thin, so you can transport it to any competition around the continent. It's basically 23 centimeters here to 34, and the best part is just 6 centimeters here thin. So yeah, in the front, love Hannover rate racism, anti-fascist zone. So yeah, if you want to play against me and you're a fascist, bug off. I'm not gonna play it. And on the back, I have a lot of good stickers from around political movements and parties around Europe. I have the Bulls as well, from the Bohemians FC from Dublin, great guys. What else? Oh yeah, I have here Flick for Kicks from Garrett Dundee. Bought some material from him as well. Great dude. And let's open up to see what we have inside. My polishing cloth is from Extreme Works. Great design here. I think it's an Subbuteo advertising from the 70s. Not sure, but I love this design. Some pins that I collect. Those two are from Dublin as well, Irish. That's basically the pins from the International Brigades. Here's the American Battalion, the Abraham Lincoln Battalion, and the Town Battalion. It's a German battalion. Yeah, our friends from St. Pauli. I also played the VASPA tournaments there as well. Here's the Left Party here in Germany. Jump the Gun, my favorite mod store in Brighton. Yeah, it's also good to collect around the years. I like to keep a scoreboard when I play just against the same player in training sessions. Sometimes we're playing, 20 games, 30 games in a row, and sometimes it's hard to keep the score, so it's good to have in the corner. And over 96, oh yeah, my goalkeeper from my Subbuteo. I think it's still the best, right in the market there. Yeah, top spin bowls, also got from Garrett, right in Dundee. Extreme Works timer. And the teams, in this box you can have basically 5 teams, but I played just with those two here on the top, which are basically the Livorno from 2005 on extreme base, universal basis. And here is Cristiano Lucarelli as captain. Great, nice work. All DKs, and have this legendary team that play in Serie A and won against Lazio in Livorno. So it's my standard team. And my second team that I play is basically Belgium from 2018 World Cup, because of this guy, Lukaku. He, before the World Cup, that's on aerials, heavyweight basis. Also very good for ship the ball in 2 games. And Lukaku published a great interview on the Players Tribune against racism and how racism actually works in Belgium. And that's pretty much My box, like always, stay rude, stay rebel, and always anti-fascist, guys.
No, what a box, eh?
Beautiful box. Beautiful
That's it.
box.
Thanks, guys.
Fred,
Fred's
lovely box.
fantastic box.
Lovely teams. Some lovely teams in there, so I like it. I like it.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I love the. I know you are more an artist. You like the painting ones, but I love the details of the DKs, so I can actually select which team and which
Yeah.
season, which away with all the badges. And I think, unfortunately, no artist can paint on that level of detail that a DK could do it. I still have this, controversial. I respect the artist to do it by hand, but I don't think you can ever substitute a good DK on that matter. I know it's a controversial.
Some of them painters are shite. You're quite right, Fred. Some of the painters are shite. Some of them are brilliant. Some boys are brilliant.
We know what you're getting at,
There's
Fred.
a boy in England. What's his name? Tom Westwood. Brilliant.
Hey, that's it. Yes, that's
Brilliant. There's all
Yes. What a
their names escape me just right now, but some boys
Yeah.
are shit.
You're
Some
right.
boys are shit.
Right, Fred. It's been an absolute pleasure. We're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna actually show your match highlights. So it's a wee clip of all your great game or shots and saves. So we'll keep it German for the rest of the show when you're not here. So basically, I'd like to thank you for coming. You've been a great guest.
All right. It's an honor, guys. See you guys next time. And I hope to see you guys on the table. All right. I want to play against you guys. Doesn't matter where. After this pandemic, we have to meet right on the table. That's the deal.
We'll get it going. We'll get it
All
sorted out.
All right.
Pleasure, man. Thank you very much.
Fred,
Okay.
thank you, man.
Cheer, guys.
Best of luck. Cheers.
Yes.
Now I've got a cousin called Kevin. He's sure to go to heaven. Always get him. He's got a fur-lined sheepskin jacket. My ma said they cost a packet. She won't even let me explain that me and Kevin were just not the same. Oh my perfect cousin. What I like to do, he doesn't. He's his family's pride and joy, his mother's little golden boy. He's got a degree in economics, maths, physics, and bionics. He thinks that I'm a cabbage, 'cause I hit university challenge. Even at the age of 10, smart but Kevin was a smart boy then. He always beat me at Subbuteo, 'cause he flicked a kick and I didn't know. Oh my perfect cousin, what I like to do he doesn't. He's his family's pride and joy, his mother's little golden boy. His mother bought him a synthesizer, got the human league into advisor. Now he's making lots of noise, playing along with the art school boys. Girls try to treat his intuition, but what a shame, it's in vain, total rejection. He will never be left on the shelf, 'cause Kevin, he's in love with himself. Oh my perfect cousin, what I like to do he doesn't. He's his family's pride and joy, his mother's little golden boy.
Cracking,
Some cracking shots. Some cracking shots there.
great player in there.
Wonder what we sexy Brian thinks of the flicks. Leave it for the comments.
Maybe for
No
the
abuse.
Right.
Good guy, Fred.
let's keep her trucking. Painter's Corner.
Painter's Corner.
We don't have an intro for Painter's Corner yet, by the way, Bradley, if you're not too busy. So
I am quite busy. Fuck you.
So I would like to this week. I think he's Richie Buchanan. It's Buchon. Is it Buchanan or Buchan?
Buchon.
Buchon.
Buchan.
Right, he done a lovely Man City and Lazio team. I showed you him earlier today, so it's great to see new painters. Always nice to see new painters coming on board. So keep them coming. Keep sending me your photos. So last week we done a wee competition. Remember the zebra kit?
I remember not being invited to said competition.
All right, sorry. So we had, I think it was Coverfield, Subbuteo Legends, Kev Halliday, and myself, and the winner was with 5 votes. We had some people with 2 votes and some people with 3 votes, and the winner was.
Are you saying 10 people voted?
We had 6, 5, no, 13.
Ooh. Stratospheric.
The Video Legends got the vote, but to me they're all brilliant. They're all brilliant.
Well, there was
This week it is West Brom. We have had 4 people submit themes, a picture, and somebody that didn't submit a picture was Bradley because he huffed and gave up last night. So this first one is from.
I seen the worst one and thought it's better than mine. Not getting involved. Fuck that. The brush is broke. Something's wrong with the brush. The pen's all watery. The pen's all watery. My brush is all sticky. Fuck it. Need my eyes tested. Need a new pair of glasses. Bag of shit.
You didn't buy the paints where I told you to buy them. Number C,
True.
You didn't buy the brushes that I told you to buy.
True.
And letter 2.
I'm not a wealthy YouTube celebrity. I can't afford to buy top quality brushes from Amazon. I have to go to the range.
Then you can't produce top. Right. This week's first contender is Coverfield West Brom home kit. We're calling it the barcode kit because it looks like a barcode. So that's Coverfield.
Beautiful.
Next one, Kits for Flicks.
Lovely. You got it right. You got it right this week. Gareth was fucking raging. Nearly kicked his laptop across the room. That bastard stealing my name. It's all right, Gareth. It was an honest mistake. He's calmed down now.
So Kits for Flicks from this. And
lovely.
It is very nice. And also, I would just like to say, Kits for Flicks is still running his raffle. Last week I called it a lotto. It's not a lotto.
Dickhead.
He's looking.
A raffle.
He's hoping to sell £300 worth of tickets, which is 150 tickets. So last time I checked him, he's about £100 raised. This is for kids football kits.
Very good.
£2 a number. You owe me £2, by the way. I bought you a ball. Or bought you a ticket.
Unsolicited.
I'm putting it through as a text.
Take a little tax break you're getting from your new fucking YouTube show.
Right, so Bob, check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and it's all 3 are Kits for Flicks. And of course, last week's winner is also submitted another fancy one, another one fucking striking the ball that none of us can do. Well, I was going to do it, but I didn't want to look like a
I was going to do it too, but I got caught up with someone else. Fuck,
so there's the beauty of legend. Again, beautiful as always. And then, man, no point in even submitting them. No,
it's all right.
I tell you what,
it's all right. It's all right. Like it's all right.
This week, it's very close. It is very close this week, I think.
Not that close.
So
one of them is particularly good. I'm not going to say which. No opinion. I'm partial.
Right.
Where's the best one?
Right.
I'm not saying what one.
Uh,
I wouldn't dare to try and influence the audience.
I will put all 4 on Twitter and let you vote next week. So I don't like to open the voting too soon because it means I have to scroll back too far to go through for all the votes. So open the vote. If you want to comment away.
Okay,
So next week's kit is being put forward by Colorfield. It's a Japan goalkeeper kit from France '98. It's black with flames all over it. It's going to be hard. So, Bradley, are you putting your name in the hat this week? You going to get better brushes, better paint?
No, stick it over your jumper.
Stick it up your jumper. That's much better than the fucking one we had to edit out last week.
I'm not cursing anymore. I've been told off for telling boys to stick things up their arse and fuck off and calling boys bastards and dirty hoers. So I don't do that anymore. I don't say things like that anymore.
So that's the next challenge. Hopefully we edited Bradley out this time. So basically that's all we have left. You want to introduce it?
Ruby.
Hi Lawrence, because of the lockdown I've not been able to play in any events, but I've been practicing and playing games with my dad, and in the last game I beat him 2-1. And also today I thought I'd show you my favourite trophies. This is my 50th Grand Prix Yorkshire 2000 Ladies runner-up, where I loved playing Steph and it was great. And then this is my 50th Yorkshire Grand Prix Under 15s winner 2019, where I beat Lewis. And I liked beating him because he then beat me in the Under 12s. And then the last trophy is my 2019 Interclub Cup winners WTFC, and this is where I helped the team win the club Interclub Cup in Wolverhampton.
Good on you, Ruby. Stick it up, you kid. Stick it up, you kid.
No better
Ruby,
way to beat
number 1 in the world. Number 1 in the world. Kane, number, I don't know, 20 odd. Stick it up, you.
Probably higher than
Ruby.
Oh, yes.
Excuse me. I'm number 12.
Okay.
What number are you, Watsy?
1.
Let's not go there. You're too tired. It's too far to scroll. Just like your Twitter. Too far to scroll.
I seen you on your iPad there when Fred was on looking for Fred's ranking. You know,
couldn't find it. No, I couldn't find it.
Sorry.
I was too far to scroll.
That means he's below me, which
Right,
is good. I'm going. I is all in 2 weeks' time for our other channel.
Dirty fuckers.
Why do you ruin my show every week?
It's an impartial view. Just saying.
Right, motherfucker.
Loyal to the core, our Paul.
Fred. Right, I'm away.
Okay, dog.
Good man.
It is working. All right. Lawrence has popped out. Had to go to the toilet. For shade. Dirty breath. Couldn't have held it in before he started. I suppose by now you have all seen this new Netflix show. Dodgy with a name. Just saying. I mean, I don't know about you boys, but 4 middle-aged nerds sitting around chatting about Subbuteo outfits. Mom. Paul watched it. He watched it. And he's still not awake. Not go on about it.
Right. Alright.